All right, if you're a service member or a veteran looking for your next high-value mission, you are in the right place. We're about to break down how the skills you already have can be the launchpad for a really lucrative technical career, and we're going to show you exactly how to get there.
So, here's the big question. Can you really take your military occupational specialty, your MOS, and turn it directly into a six-figure career? Well, the answer isn't just yes. The reality is you're probably way more qualified than you even realize. This isn't some huge challenge you have to overcome. It's a massive opportunity just waiting for you.
And yeah, we're talking about some serious starting salaries, anywhere from $60,000 to over $100,000 a year. And this isn't some far-off dream. This is the kind of potential we're talking about right out of the gate, a lot of times without even needing a 4-year degree.
And get this, the preference for hiring vets is real. Companies in these technical fields are actively looking for people with your background. In some industries, there's a hiring preference of over 30%. They know your training is second to none, which gives you a huge advantage before you even step in the door.
So, what does this next mission actually look like? Well, we've zeroed in on 3 specific high-demand career fields where your military skills are a perfect match. Think of these as your primary targets.
First up, the Field Service Engineer, or FSE. These are the pros they send on-site to fix, install, and troubleshoot really complex systems. We're talking industrial power controls, specialized factory equipment, you name it. One day you could be at a data center getting a critical cooling unit back online, and the next you're at a manufacturing plant getting a production line moving again. If you're someone who loves hands-on problem solving, especially under pressure, this is for you. Next, we've got the HVAC Technician. And listen, this is way more than just fixing home air conditioners. We're talking about the huge critical systems that keep data centers from melting down, keep hospitals operational, and keep supply chains from breaking. It is essential, hands-on work that is always in demand. You're the one making sure that mission-critical infrastructure just works, no matter what. And our third target is the Facilities Engineer. Okay, think of this as being the commander of a building's entire operation. You're in charge of everything: the HVAC, the electrical grid, the power systems, making sure it all runs safely and at peak efficiency. You might be the one managing a project to upgrade a whole corporate campus to support a new fleet of EVs. It's a big picture job. And this isn't just a flash in the pan. The long-term security here is solid. We're looking at a projected job growth of 6 to 8% by 2032. You know what that means? High demand and stable, future-proof careers. This opportunity isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's getting bigger.
So we know the jobs are out there, and we know they pay well, but the real question is why? Why are veterans so perfectly suited for these roles? Well, it all comes down to your secret weapon, the training you've already got.
Your core advantage, the thing that sets you apart, is a deep, practical understanding of electrical and systems troubleshooting. The military teaches you how to diagnose and fix incredibly complex equipment under the absolute toughest conditions. That skill, it's not just valuable, it is pure gold in the civilian world.
You know, there's a line in our source material that just puts it perfectly. Electrical MOS like GSE/FC give you troubleshooting superpowers. And honestly, it's true. This isn't just some bullet point on a resume. It's a practical, high-value skill that makes you stand out from day one.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. Path number 1 is the most direct route. You leverage the actual job you did in the service. For a lot of you, your military occupational specialty, your MOS, is a direct launchpad right into one of these careers.
So, if you're Army, listen up. A 12B combat engineer, you've got experience with structures, power, and plumbing, a natural fit for a facilities engineer. A 91C utilities repairer is a straight shot to becoming an HVAC tech, and a 91G fire control repairer has all the core electronic skills for a field service engineer. If you see your MOS on this list, that's your ticket. And it's the exact same story for the Navy and Marine Corps. Navy electricians mates, fire control technicians, gas turbine system technicians. You guys are prime candidates for high-level FSE jobs. For my Marines out there, if you're an 1142 Engineer Equipment Electrical Systems Tech or a 2811 Ground Electronics Maintenance Specialist, you have the exact kind of experience these employers are desperately looking for. And we see that same direct translation for the Air Force and the Coast Guard. An Air Force 3E1X1 is basically already an HVAC specialist. A 3E0X1 in electrical systems, that's a natural for a facilities engineer role. And for the Coast Guard, electricians mates, electronics technicians, machinery technicians, your knowledge of shipboard systems is incredibly valuable. But hold on. What if your MOS wasn't in electrical or maintenance? Don't worry. There is another incredibly powerful accelerated path, earning a 2-year Associate of Science degree. And the best part? It's often fully funded by your GI Bill.
So let's just quickly compare these two paths. The MOS path, it might be a little faster if you've already got the certifications. The AS degree path, on the other hand, gets you those exact same certs, plus hands-on lab experience, in about 2 years. But here's the most important part. Both paths are fast tracks that lead to the exact same high-paying jobs.
And look, we're not talking about just any programs. These are top-tier, hands-on degrees that are designed to get you a job. Programs like the HVAC/R degree at Ferris State or the Facilities Maintenance Tech program at Penn College of Technology. They are literally built to make you job-ready the day you graduate.
Now, here is the absolute game changer. For most veterans, the GI Bill can cover 100% of the tuition for these programs. Let that sink in. That means you can get these powerful qualifications with zero out-of-pocket cost. It's an investment in your future paid for by your service.
Okay, we've talked about the opportunity, why you're the right person for the job, and the paths to get there. Now, let's turn all this talk into an actual plan. It's time to execute the mission.
Think of this table right here as your cheat sheet. It boils everything we've talked about down to the essentials. So for example, find Navy EM/FC on the left. Follow it across, boom, you see the direct role fit is FSE with an average starting salary between $65,000 and $85,000. Your whole career path, simplified right here on one slide.
Your action plan is just 3 simple steps. First, certify your skills. Use programs like Army Cool to turn your military training into real-world credentials like the EPA 608 for HVAC. Second, network smart. Get on LinkedIn, connect with other veterans who are already in these fields. And third, fund your path. Maximize that GI Bill and apply for FAFSA. It's that straightforward.
If you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Your military experience, especially if you had a technical MOS, isn't just a line item on a resume. It is your $100,000 launch pad. You already have the skills. So the only question left is, what mission are you going to choose next?